One must focus their aura into great power, and that power will be turned into nanoblock form. Much like this. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my latest Nanoblock unbox and build. Well, unbag and build. We've got Lucario, the Aura Pokemon, and a Fighting and Steel type Pokemon that was introduced in Gen 4 Pokemon games, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And I gotta say, this is one of the strongest fighting type Pokemon that I've ever seen, and even more so because it also has a Mega Evolution. Now, there isn't a Mega Evolution that Nanoblock set that I know of yet, but hopefully in the future, maybe a year after my trip to Japan this Christmas, it will come out. But for now, we've got the original Lucario. Of course, do let me know down in the comments below what your favorite Lucario moments, be it in the anime or the games, are. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags. So there's going to be plenty of blue because he is something of a blue wolf or something like that. Well, a fighting dog. Well, good fighting dog, depending on how you like him. So I'm going to sort out all the bricks that I'll need for this build. I'll see you guys in just a minute. Those polls which will affect the Twitch and YouTube channel, so please do spend a couple of minutes checking out all my community posts, and of course, enjoy the video. Okay, so we've now got all the pieces that we'll need for this build, and there is going to be a lot of kind of like a bluish pastel blue here for Lucario, because that's what he kind of looks like, a bluish color. So let's go over the blues first. So we've got 14 L's right here, and we've also got the same with the 1x1s. We even have 19 1x2s here. Next up, it's the 2x2s. We've got 7 of those. Then 9 2x3s. And 11 2x2s. That's it for the blues. Let's move on to the grays, because that's also part of Lucario's look. We've got 10 L's. We've also got 15 2x2s and 5 2x3s right here. Next up, we've got some 1x1s. We've got 12 of those. And we've also got 12 1x2s. We've also got 6 1x3s and 1x4s right here. So these are 1x2s. Then we've got a little red 1x4, which will be for Lucario's eyes. And this is actually genius, because I think it's going to be to help connect everything underneath the eyes of Lucario. Then I've got 3 creamish 2x4s here. 10 1x2s, 2 pink 1x1s, and 9 white 1x2s. And that's all the pieces that I'm going to need for this build. I'm now going to get started with the build, moving on to step 1, where it's going to be Lucario's lower body first. Step 1 of Lucario's build is now completed, and we have got part of his tail as well as part of his legs sorted. So let me begin with the foundation brick for this build. It's this 2x4 right here, so it starts off with the tail and of course part of the lower body of Lucario. Then in front of it right here is a 2x2 to help out with the support of the build. Then on both sides, this is kind of like a mirror build step, this one. This one is a 1x2. They've got 1x2 connecting the 2x4 and the 2x2 together in the middle. Then it's 2 L's, and the gap on this one is facing the northeast, and this one is facing the northwest. And then to fill in the gaps and to help keep everything aligned with the 1x2s are 2 more blue 2x3s so that it starts to form Lucario's dog-like feet. And with that over and done with, it's does look a little easy, but it might be a different story later on in the build. So in step 2, I'm going to see what happens next, and hopefully see what happens once the next assembly is completed. Step 2 of the build is now completed, and well, as you can obviously see, it's a lot more. Everything is connected now, and there's no wobbling as far as I can tell. But that might change as the build goes on. So hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing comes very loose. So I began with the blue 2x4 in a vertical position right here, connecting the L's from step 1 together, as well as the 2x2 right here. Then on both sides is another blue 1x2 in a horizontal position to make sure that it connects the L and the 2x3s that we did in step 1 together as well, so that they don't come loose. Then I went to the back here and did two 2x3s, and then next up it is two 1x2s also in horizontal positions. Now the 2x3s here are to connect the 2x3s, the 1x2s, and the 2x4 together. And there's one other brick that I have to add, which I forgot to look at. It is this 1x2. So this is what it should look like at the end of step 2. And now I'm gonna do step 3 on camera, which is an easy step. All I need is two gray 1x4s and two 2x3s, and then we just start the front, work our way back, like so. So that's what step 3 should look like. And now I'm going to move on to step 4 of the build, which again, it's easy. It is a couple of easy steps, these. So well, the next lot of steps. So step 4, I'm going to do a cream 2x4 here, and then two 1x2s on both sides, so that kind of looks like a cross. Then I'm going to grab two more, another cream 2x4. You place it over the 1x2s and the 2x4 in the middle, and then two more 1x2s again, so that kind of looks like a cross. Or plus, however you want to look at it. And then another 2x4, this time at the back, like that. And then two cream 1x2s, one here and one here. And that's it for step 6 of the build. Now for step 7, you just grab three white 1x2s, put one underneath two, like this, and then put it at the front here, so that it creates Lucario's tuff, and then cover those bricks and the top layer with 4 more cream 1x2s. And you do it like this. And then 2 more at the back, like so. And there it is. We've already jumped way up to step 8, which is fantastic and rare for my unboxing build videos. So this is what Lucario's body should look like now. And I've now got to put him onto the side for a bit as I get to work on step 9, where it's his paws. Boom. Okay, so I've done one of the arms for step 9 of the build, as you can see right here. I've done his left arm, but it is fully assembled. So I'm going to show you on camera what you have to do for each part of the step. I'll put this to the side for 1 minute. So for part 1 of whichever arm for step 9, you begin with a dark gray 2x2. Then you grab a white 1x2. Now, if you do it for the right arm, it should be on the top left corner of the 2x2. But if it's going to be on the right, it's gotta be on the top right. Then cover that white on the side with a blue 1x1, and then place another dark gray 1x2 right here, so it should look a little something like this. Nicely done. And then cover those 4 bricks with a blue 2x3, making sure that 2 pegs are moving to the right or the left, depending on which arm you're working on. And that's it for part 2 of the hand assembly. Now for the arm assembly, I'll put this to the side here. You begin with a blue 2x2, and then a gray 1x4, and make sure that the blue 2x2 is right in the middle of the 1x4, be it the left or the right, depending on where you're building, just like that. And then you place a blue 2x4 on like so, making sure that it's at least halfway down the middle. Well, half of the 2x4 is free of any bricks. And then you place 2 gray 1x1s on the exposed parts pegs of the 1x4, like that. And then you place this on the arm like so. And that is what Lucario's arms should look like. And then we can attach it to the body like so. So Lucario now has his hands, but he does not have his tail, which we're going to do on step 10. And it's a really easy step, this one, again. So we just need 2 blue 2x3s and 2x4s. And then you just put the 2x3, sorry, a 2x4 and a 2x3 together like that. And then a blue 2x4 on that, on like this. And then another blue 2x4 like this. And then attach it to the tail, the back here of Lucario. And that's it. So that's step 10 over and done with. Lucario does have his body, his chest, he also has his arms and his tail, but now we're going to get to work on his head, starting on step 11. Step 11 of the build is now completed, and we have done more than one layer. We've actually done 2. So let me begin with the bottom layer. I began with the blue 2x2 right here, and then right behind it is 2 blue L's. One gap is, the gaps are both filled by the 2x2, and you gotta make sure that the gap on the right hand side is facing the southeast, and the gap on the left is this one is southwest, this one is southeast, and then at the very back again is another blue 2x2. Then on this layer, the second layer, we've got a blue 2x3 right here at the front. Then we've got 2 more blue L's, again like the bottom layer. This one, on the right hand side, it's all the L's are going to be facing southwest on the right hand side, and southeast on the left hand side. And of course, this one, these 2 here at the front, the gaps are filled by the 2x3. Then I grabbed 2 more L's and made sure that their gaps are filled by the L's from not long ago. Then a blue 2x2 right here, right behind these front 2 L's. And then finally, again, 2 more L's filled in by with the gaps filled by the 2x2. So that's it for step 11. Step 12, we're going to be working on Lucario's ears. And I'm going to have to do one assembly on the head and show you the assembly of the build. Okay, so step 12 of the build is now completed, and it is those ears. I thought it would be a good idea just to show you the difference in the 2. So for the one on the left ear, for both builds, it is 2 gray 1x3s, and they both have to kind of make an awkward little L, but they are supported by the gray L's right above the vertical 1x3s here. Now the ear for the left, the gap should be facing the northwest, and the ear on the right, the gap should be facing the northeast. And that is it for that layer. On top of each one is another grey L. This one has the gap facing the southwest. This one is southeast. But then their gaps are filled by two more grey 1x3s in a horizontal position. And then on the middle of each one of those 1x3s, on the left ear is to the left side, it is a 1x1, and then a 1x1 on the right ear again. Now, that is it for the for each ear. I've now got to assemble each one onto the back of Lucario's head. So it should look a little something like this now, which is amazing. We're now it's coming along together nicely, I should say. And now I've got to get to work on step 13 of the build. And as I get to work on that, I have this lovely quick little message to share with everybody for the channels. Do you like what you see in the screen? The link to the video will be down in the description below, so you can check it out for yourself. But for now, we're going back to the build. And don't forget guys, you can always catch me on Twitch or Facebook Games at 8 PM London time whenever I go live. Just keep in mind that I do stream at random days of the week, but you can always catch me at the same time, 8 PM London time, whenever I do go live. So let's move back to the Nanoblock build, and this is step 13 now complete. So I began with the grey 2x3 right here for the mouth and nose of, well, mostly for the nose of Lucario. Then right behind it is the red 1x4, and I was right in guessing that this is to help out with the head, because these four, well, Lucario's eyes, it's mostly red, and the 1x4 is rather smart because it helps connect and keep everything stable in the build. Then right behind each one is the 1x4 is two white 1x2s in vertical positions, making sure just make sure that there is a 2-peg gap between the white 1x2 so that it doesn't look a bit awkward. Then I made sure that the head forever remained structurally stable with a blue 2x4. Then on both sides is two more grey 1x2s here and here. Then two grey L's to help connect the ears to the head. This one has the gap facing northwest, and this one is facing northeast. And then to connect everything together is another grey 1x2, so that it looks like Lucario has that stripe pattern on his head. And that is it for step 13 of the build. I'm now going to get to work on step 14, where we're going to work on more of Lucario's eyes and the head. Okay, so step 14 of the build is now completed, and we have finished off Lucario's eyes. I began with the white 1x2s over the ones from the previous step, and then I placed two grey 1x4s, kind of like a 2x4, in between the white 1x2s, and make sure that they are at least 2 pegs away from the front grey 2x3 here. Then over the red 1x4s on both ends is a grey 1x1 to help give Lucario that menacing look that he, serious look that he has on his face. Then right on top of the white 1x2s is two grey L's. This one has the gap facing northeast, and this one is northwest. And the gaps are filled by two grey 2x2s, like right here. So I'm just trying to make sure that it looks like a 2x4 in a way. So with that over and done with, I'm now going to move on to step 15, carrying on with working on more of Lucario's head. Step 15 of the build is now completed, and we are getting closer and closer to finishing Lucario's head. Shouldn't be that long now. I began with the grey 2x2 right here at the front to help carry on with the steely look for Lucario. Then I grabbed 2 blue L's. This one has the gap facing southeast, and this one is southwest. And then on the right and the left of each one of those L's is 2 1x2 blues to connect the eyes and the gray here together. Then at the back, I did a gray 2x3 to help carry on with the curve effect on Lucario's head. And then 2 more 1x2s here and here. So that is it for step 15. I'm now going to get to work on step 16, carrying on with more of Lucario's head. Step 16 of the build is now completed, and we are done with the top of the head of Lucario. We've just got to do his ears, but I'll do that on camera in just a minute. I thought I'd share with you what I did first. So I began with a grey 2x3 right here in a horizontal position to carry on with the grey lining effects of Lucario's head. Then a grey 1x2 right here on the back in a vertical position. Then 2 blue L's. This one here has a gap facing northeast, and this one is northwest. And then 2 1x1s, one here and one here. That is it for step 16. Now for step 17 and step 18, you're going to need 4 blue 1x1s and 2 gray 1x1s. And then on each side, if I can just... There we go. Gotta make sure that the gray 1x1, well, start off with the blue first, and then go with the gray, and then the blue again. There we go. And then same again, like so. 1, 2, 3. That's it for step 17, and the same again for step 18. Just make sure that the colors are on top of each other, like this. I'll move this around as I do the build. Perfect. That is what Lucario's head should look like after step 18. Step 19, you grab 2 blue 1x2s. You put them at the front over the grays and the blues. So it should look like that. And then finally for step 20, it's 2 more 1x1s, one here and one here. And that's what the top of the head should look like. Now, for step 21, you're going to need at least 8 gray 2x2s. And I think I've got... Yes, I do. Then you put each one... You put 2, one on top of each other, like this. And this. And then this. Perfect. And then we just put them on the back of Lucario's head. And just make sure that they are in position like this. All together like so. And that's what step 21 should look like. Just gotta make sure that they're nice and lined. And then, we just need, well, attach the head onto the body, but before we do, I just need to go back to step 10 for a quick minute, because I forgot some bricks, pieces for this step. So, I need to put on a blue 2x2, right here, in the middle, where it's connecting the blue 2x4s for each arm, and then 2 gray 1x2s, one here, and then again one here. So it should look like this. And now we can attach the head onto the body. So I gotta make sure that the L's, these here, they are over the 1x2, I believe, like this. Hope I've done it right. I think I have. Hope so. It looks like it is. Here we go. It should, after recalculation, should look like this. So Lucario now has his head and his ears and his hair all together, but he is shy a few feet. So I now need to put the body aside for 1 minute while I get to work on step 23, part 1 of both legs. I've now done part 1 of step 23 for both legs of Lucario, and they're really easy. I began with 2 grey L's and had to make sure that each of the gaps for those L's are filled by the pink 1x1s. And then, on top of each of them, mainly mostly over the pink, 2 grey 1x2s, making sure that it's that the feet kind of look like this, to make sure that the pink are on the inside of each of Lucario's feet. And now I just need to move on to part 2 of each step, where it's basically a grey 2x2 for each one, looking like this. Nice and simple. And then 2 blue 2x4s, 1 each, in the very middle, like so. So that's what each foot, well, leg should look like. And now I just need to move on to part 3 of each step, where we're doing the final assembly of the legs. Okay, so we've now done the final part of step 23. Each one is really easy. What I did first, right here, I grabbed a 2x4, and then on both ends of each 2x4, I placed a blue 1x2 underneath, to make sure that it's all connected together. And then I placed it right in the middle over the 2x4 from the previous part. Then I placed 2 blue 1x2s on each end to help connect everything together, so that it looks like Lucario has got his feet. And that should be it. I've now got to assemble these onto the main build of Lucario. One here. If it will let me. Hopefully it will. Go. Will take me some time. Just gotta make sure that they're over. One here, that's good. And then this one with the pink to the right, the left, positioned. And we just take off the head for a second, like so. Then we can assemble Lucario's head back onto the body. And then, voila, Lucario, ready to release some aura spheres into battle, and of course read the aura of his fellow trainers. Did you like my little unboxing video? If you did, why not check out my other content right here? I have a nice little video for a Nanoblock set from a video game series, or I have a playlist right here for all of my past builds. And if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can help the channel grow, and ring the bell to get notified on my latest videos. Happy gaming, guys, and I'll see you at the next unboxing build.